Welcome to Norfolk Perspective City Slice. I'm Bob Batcher, and the zoo is in the house. Greg Baucom, what are we going to expect over the next 10 minutes or so?
A number of creepy small animals.
I know it is that time of year where people think of that, but when I think of the zoo, I think of lions, tigers, bears, monkeys, and then these little guys.
Yeah, these are some of our animal ambassadors. They are great animals that we bring to birthday parties and that we show our visitors throughout the weekends or special events. And they're just really neat because they are kind of unique, kind of creepy. But they're very appealing once we introduce them to visitors and tell them a little bit about them.
Okay, so let's work the sofa here. We got Rebecca here holding something.
That is a bearded dragon. A really neat lizard from Australia. They have a little frilly beard that they shoot out down here when they're threatened by something. They stand up and then they drop that beard and kind of shake their body. And then all of the little spines that you see on their body are actually soft. So they appear as though they're a really hard, spiky, spiny animal, but they're soft. So it's just the appearance to scare animals away and make them look threatening.
Rebecca, I've got to ask you, how does it feel?
It's nice and soft, just like a Halloween costume.
There we go. Now, this guy's now making noise.
Yeah, a little croaking noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have the snake tongue. It's got like a real tongue.
Yeah, he's got like a puppy tongue, sort of.
Okay, here we'll put him in hiding because he's been famous to jump on.
He is a jumper.
Now you've got a snake running around your arm.
Yeah, this is a gray rat snake, kind of like ours, but found more from the out west. You might know that ours are black rat snakes, and there's an orange variety down south. But you know, they're one of the friends of the farmers. They eat rodents. They're very good climbers. They can climb right up the side of a tree. But a really neat animal, and it's another one of our animal ambassadors.
Now, are these guys compatible with each other normally in the world?
No, well, a young bearded dragon and a young gecko would eat a young bearded dragon or a young gecko, and a snake, when they're young too, they eat skinks and lizards. When they're older, they primarily more feed on mice and things like that. But no, so they're kind of more on each other's menu when they're younger.
Okay, which, you know, only on Norfolk Perspectives. Now we have one that we haven't introduced yet, because nobody had the nerve to hold it.
That's right.
But it's in our centerpiece on the table. And I would encourage you to take a peek at him. What is he?
That is a walking stick from New Guinea, one of the more tropical varieties that gets very large, and that's actually kind of a small one, but a really neat animal that hangs out in groups. Because they look more impressive and scary when there's a number of them on a tree or in a hollow. But you can see they have very big spines on their back legs. And those they use if something comes up to them, they'll pinch another animal, snake, what have you, your finger, between its legs, and that's really like a fish hook. They actually use their legs as fish hooks in New Guinea. The tribes people do. Because
not at the
They are
Virginia
so
Zoo.
sharp. Uh-huh.
Now, Rebecca, I gotta. Okay, you have what? The last 9 months you've been with the zoo?
9 months.
What did you think when you went to the zoo? Because you're used to walking through it with the baby stroller.
That's
and
right.
Really enjoying
That's
the time.
right.
What's it feel like to be behind the scenes?
It's almost more interesting. It's just as fascinating on this side to sort of see the animals, understand, and then see how they're used in the education programming. And to be kind of up close and personal.
Hello. You've got a new one now.
This is our more recently made famous monkey-tailed skink. It's a prehensile-tailed skink, but he's featured on a Halloween postcard. So he's quite the creepy beast from the northern part of Australia and the Solomon Islands, but a really amazing, another skink species, like a blue-tongued skink. But he has the prehensile tail that he can use like a fourth, fifth limb. But they primarily feed on things like snails. They give birth to live young, and then they protect their young when they might have two little babies right next to them, and they protect them. So they'll attack anything that comes near their family.
So they don't really appreciate size.
Yeah, they're fearless. They're an amazing arboreal creature, so they live up in the trees. Primarily feed on plant matter and then anything else that that crawls slow enough for them to grab a hold of.
You know, we talk about exotic animals and, you know, do they belong in the home or not? And when I was a kid, I had newts.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, I'll never forget one of my childhood memories was coming home from school, and my father in his Marine Corps uniform had one of my newts on the pool table, and he was helping him get rid of his skin.
Oh,
So it was really an opportunity to kind of learn.
Right.
And that's really what the ambassador program is about, right?
It is, and I think that a lot of us are, we're not so attached to wildlife or close to wild environments anymore. So we do have those pets like turtles and skinks and snakes, and they all really created a caring in us. We have to learn how to take care of them. We care about them. They are our pets. So it's important for us as a zoo to teach people how to take good care of their pets too. And I think it is just that exposure that young people especially get when they do get a pet to learn about animals and then really learn to care about animals.
Well, I'm going to put you on the spot. Would you take a snake or maybe mosey on over to the animal care center and adopt a dog?
Oh, gosh. I would
Kids
like
are
a
watching.
puppy.
A puppy,
A
there we
puppy
go.
or a dog would be my favorite. But you can't beat one of these. If you had a plant, you could put them in your tree, in the summers and let it get some sun. They're kind of unique. But I think a dog is probably going to be the more personable, fun, warm and fuzzy pet.
So, which means I can come on over, come to the reptile house, and watch this guy and not have to worry about him jumping out of my lap
That's right.
Yeah.
or taking care of him. And that's easy to do 7 days a week, right?
7 days a week, 10 to 5 every day. And they can just come in, visitors can come in and see all of the collection, and not just in the summertime. You can think
Yeah,
of us
you don't close
year-round.
up for the winter, do you?
That's
No,
right.
and
What
this
kinds
is,
of things
this
go
is
on in there?
really great animal weather right now. When it's
Yeah.
kind of bright and sunny, above 50 degrees, you'll see animals do a lot of different things at the zoo. Like we have the baby giraffe and zebra that are very active. They're really kicking up their heels in this kind of weather. The zoo's kind of quiet, so there's not a lot of visitors, but the animals are all still there and sunning themselves and really having a nice time in this cooler weather.
Like we are.
That's right.
That's right,
Today
exactly.
the red panda was having a ball.
Oh, really?
That's right.
They are so cool because they're so out there, aren't they? And
They
yet they
are.
hide on you.
That's right. She was right there. They were playing with the tennis balls and just really enjoying the enrichment.
Now, I know I was there one time before 10 o'clock because we were there for a meeting. And my gosh, at 10 o'clock, I almost got run over by a bunch of baby carriages.
Oh, yeah.
So membership, you have that opportunity to get there at 10 anytime you want, right?
Anytime you
How
want.
does the membership work?
Well, you can sign up for any level of membership. We have a grandparents membership or membership for 2, and then family memberships. They get you right to the front of the line. You get gift shop discounts and our restaurant discounts. And then during the summer months, on Saturdays and Sundays, we have member early access at 9 a.m. So there's member privileges like that. We've had a great series of events this year, from our concerts to our movies. We even had the Virginia Symphony Orchestra perform 2 weeks ago, of 3,000 people there. It was amazing. So, and those are all free events to our members.
Wow. And you guys have also been kind of discovered as a venue for having other events. I know last summer you had, or was it in the spring? You had the Beer Fest that was there. And
Yeah.
so lots of other things up your sleeves?
Thousands of people joined us for the Beer Fest. But yep, we have even several weddings that occur on zoo properties. So we've got great events, venues, meeting spaces.
Now, wait a minute. Where would the weddings be? This is
Well, we
getting
have
inside a bride's mind at the zoo?
we have a
right.
garden gazebo donated to us by the Norfolk Garden Club that is
Okay.
really amazing.
And it sits within a rose garden.
Oh, so
That's
it's gorgeous.
beautiful. It
Okay,
is.
now, and it seems like every time I'm over there, there's either a new building going up or something being repaired. I mean, there's constant activity. So, what's next?
We're renovating our zoo farm right now, and that will be fully up and running by the spring, but it's really nice right now. We painted the different barns a different primary color, so it kind of leaves the regular looking farm look and really is kind of more contemporary and really cool. And then we're renovating our reptile building starting this winter. So we'll be doubling the capacity of that building and then even adding an add-on feature of a crocodilian building. So that will take about 1 year to complete that construction. But it is the zoo farm, the animal wellness campus that people can enjoy this winter.
Now, a few weeks ago, our mayor announced that he was going to go off to a life of leisure after this election, and the paper put in one of his favorite pictures.
Oh, that's right, in the prairie dog
In the
exhibit.
prairie dog exhibit. How's that going?
Well, the mayor is a big fan of the zoo. I don't know that we'll build an exhibit to keep him in there, but we are renovating our prairie dog
We
exhibit
are.
too as part of the zoo farm. So that'll be a really nice feature in that area too.
Wow. So, okay, how much of the world is represented at the zoo now? You were going for every continent, right?
All right. We have,
We-
I would say 90% spread out across the zoo, but the largest continents are Asia and Africa. The reptile building will have animals from all continents. And then we'll have the Virginia Zoo Farm.
We have more than 500 animals, 100 different species.
Holy moly. And you
Right there
just
in
celebrated a big anniversary?
We're coming up on 115.
Wow. And so, got some ideas?
Lots of ideas. Stay tuned.
So, what would you say to the person who they haven't been to the zoo in the last, so let's say 5 years?
5 years.
Yeah,
I think what's really happened that's really neat is that a good portion of our collection has become reproductively active. So there's a lot of baby animals, from our siamangs and zebras. With any luck, we'll be having tiger and lion cubs in the very near future. And then there's a number of reptile species that have bred over this past year too. So you'll see lots of baby animals that have really come to the forefront in the past 24 months.
Well, in fact, we've kind of talked, I mean, I feel a little bit with the ambassador program, there's a little bit of, birthday parties, it's some education, but with entertainment. But for the animals, you've got some that are close to extinction, and it's an opportunity to work with the breeding part, right?
That's right. Some animals are just, probably some of the most endangered animals at the zoo are like the cassowaries, animals you would never, maybe think about twice, but there's very few of them left in the wild, and so we do have 2 pairs of those and are establishing a pretty good breeding program. So yeah, you never know really who is the rarest animal at the zoo when you're probably looking at them, because some are more rare than you would expect.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you for bringing a guy that, I hope he didn't fall asleep, because I would say something, but he seems to have gotten quiet.
Camouflaged on the
And,
tree.
That's right.
I noticed Rebecca was the first one to put hers home.
He was getting wiggly.
So if you've been teased by
I know.
this, come on down to Granby Street, right behind Lafayette Park, and just enjoy, because every day is a brand new adventure.
That's right.
And I can imagine what these guys are going to tell their family when they get home from being on Norfolk Perspectives.
Right.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
Thank you.